Hi, this is Todd from thestringclub.com. I'm very excited to give you a tutorial today about how to upload your own music to the String Club, where it will generate a play-along page for you so that you can learn it and share it with other people. So what you do first is you click on the Upload MIDI file button, and that takes you to this little screen here. Any MIDI file that you choose should be something that you have the rights to, so like an original composition of yours or something from the public domain. So click on Choose File, and from your MIDI files, select the one you want to upload. I'm going to use this one of my pieces, as an example. And after it thinks for a while, it will take you to this. And you can preview to see if you have the right one. Okay, that's the one I want. Now I can change the title here. It'll just take the file name, but if you want it to look a little nicer, you can retype it like so. And you can change what category of music it is. You can change which instrument is the melody. I'm going to leave it as violin. Of course, you can put the composer's name in. Always give the composer credit, and that will help other people find it as well. If you have a piece by Mozart, go ahead and put Mozart in here, and people will find the Mozart music easier. You can select the key if you'd like, and then you can give some information here. Alright, so then the difficulty, that's important, so people deciding whether or not they want to try to play it, they can have an idea of how hard it's going to be. I'm going to call this one an intermediate. Alright, now down here, this melody button means which instrument is going to show up automatically in the animated tablature section. So normally it's going to be the first instrument, but not necessarily. So if, for example, the viola is the melody in the piece, then you can select this one, whichever track is the melody. And then for the animation, you want to select which instrument you want it to show up as. So I'm just going to select each one here: viola, cello, and bass. So if you select the wrong instrument, for instance, if I select viola, then when this shows on the animated tablature, it's going to think I'm playing a viola. It'll show me all the wrong fingerings. So make sure it matches the instrument that you actually want to show up. So once you've got all that done, click Save Changes, and it will take you to the song page. Notice the address up here is thestringclub.com/song, and then whatever you wrote in as the title of the piece. Go back to this very page if you ever want to edit this music again. Alright, so a very important thing once you get to this page is how to edit everything. A lot of people have put up content so far, and few people have edited, probably because I haven't shown them how to do it yet. But now that you know, you can go back and edit and make your files a lot more useful to other people. So the button that we really need at this point is this little wrench button here. That's called the Master Project Editor. And one kind of annoying thing, actually very annoying thing, a little bug that we're trying to work out, is if you click this button up at the top or even in the middle, it'll actually think you're trying to click on this logo here, and it'll take you back to the home page. So click really low on this button. I know that's very annoying. We're going to fix that pretty soon. So click down here low on this little wrench button, and now we can edit all of the things that we already put in, and a whole bunch more things down here. So you can change the title or the composer, anything else you want if you need to. And then we get to the track information. You can change the name of the tracks. You can choose which one shows up in the animated tablature portion over here. You can choose whether to play a track or not. And that's important. If you upload a MIDI file and it's got some extra track and it just doesn't sound good, you don't want it on there anymore, you can deselect whatever you want over here and it just won't play. It's essentially like you've deleted the track. You could change the name to nothing or whatever just to indicate that that's not going to play. Again, you can change which instrument shows up as the track over here. And you can also change the sounds. So for instance, let's say you want to learn something that is originally a violin track, but you want it to sound like flute. Well, you can go to this list and select flute there if you want. Now volume, you can adjust each volume individually. Let's say for some reason you listen to the MIDI and the flute part is just too quiet. Well, you can bump this up all the way to 10, and that boosts the volume. let's say the second violin part is a little too loud, you can drop that down. Now 4 is no change. 3, 2, and 1 make it softer. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 make it louder. So let's say I want to make those adjustments. Now, the next column, the next section is where all of the fingering and bowings can be edited. This part's very important because we have some logic that we taught the computer how to decide what fingering to use, but it's not always perfect. You may want a different fingering choice. For instance, let's say you don't like this open A string right here. Well, you can say, oh, I want that to be a D fourth finger instead. So what I would do is type in lowercase d space 4. And now after I refresh the page, after I save and refresh, that'll show up. Instead of an A0 here, it'll be a 4 on the D string right here. I can also add bowings. Let's say I want it to start with an up bow, and I can add slurs. Let's say I want it to start with the up bow and go for 3 notes. So I pick the start and finish points for the slur. Something very important here, I see some of the user submissions already have notes that are out of first position. If that's the case, you have to define which position you want it to be played in. Otherwise, there's just an empty space there. So let's say I wanted to go into third position right here. That would be a fairly ridiculous fingering, but forget about that for now. If I just leave that as third position and then I press save up here, save master project, what would happen is all of these fingerings from here down will be recalculated as third position. Well, I don't want that. Let's say I just want 3 notes in third position. So then I have to tell it to stop being third position. Oops, that would only be 2 notes. There's 3 notes will be in third position, and then the rest will be calculated back into first position. Okay, so that gives you all of the basics. Let me go ahead and save, and we can see what happens here. I'm going to save the master project. Oh, and if you don't like at any point you want to delete, you use that button. So I'm going to save the master project. It'll tell me it saved successfully. I'll click OK, and it hasn't refreshed. You have to refresh the page to see all the changes. So I'm going to refresh up here. When it comes back, you'll see that it has the bowings, has the slur. It changed that from the open A to a D fourth finger. As we scroll forward, you can see that it also changed the position. Notice that when I scroll forward here, when I get to that 4 in third position, so I'm on the fourth finger, see it's showing it on the D string now in the correct position for fourth finger third position. We still have a few little bugs in here. Every once in a while a note won't show up in the right place here, but large majority of them will, fortunately. And then of course it goes back into first, and all the fingerings will show in the correct place here. So let me go back to the master editor button one last time. And we can see that it saved all that information. At any point you want to edit your piece, you just come back to this same page, make your edits, and select Save Master Project, and it will work. We're working on a policy right now of how much you can edit, because if people start learning your piece that you submitted and then you change it or delete it, that might make some people angry. They may have been 3/4 of the way to learning this piece and they're really excited about it, and then all of a sudden it changes or got deleted. So we are probably going to restrict the editing for a certain time period, or until someone makes a user project out of it or something like that. Okay, so how to get to your piece quickly after you've done this. You don't have to type in this, but instead you could go to Projects, and your user project page will come up, and you select here. Everything that you've submitted will be visible here. There will be a list. So you just click on that, and that exact same page comes up. So now I can edit the track again, the project. And this button is the tracks button. That's an important button to use as well. This one you can change which instrument shows at the beginning. If I choose violin 2, then I scroll and I see, oh, there's all the violin 2 music. Or I click here and I see, oh, there's all the viola music. And of course I've changed these. You can also delete or not hear tracks by deselecting them here. So if I do that, I won't hear the viola anymore, or the violin, if you just want to hear that. Sometimes it's nice to select them all except the track that you're playing, and then you can be the soloist when you're accompanied by all these other instruments. Okay, well, I hope that's been educational for you. Let me know if you have any questions. In the forums, that's the best place to do that because I check that very frequently. And if you would like me to help edit your piece, let me know. I've been doing this for a long time now, so I know the best ways of getting the fingerings right and so forth. If you have any specific questions or want help with a specific piece, let me know. I'd be happy to help people out with their music. Okay, thanks, and keep editing and keep uploading your music. It's adding a great deal to the string club, and hopefully all of the members are really benefiting from that. Thanks. Bye-bye.